Good day, class! Today, we will discuss Chapter 10, Statement of Cash Flows in accordance with the PAS 7. This topic is very important because even if a company is reporting net income, it can still run out of cash. Kaya nga, may kasabihan sa accounting, profit is an opinion, cash is fact. The statement of cash flows help us answer a very critical question. Saan ba talaga napunta ang cash ng company? By the end of this lesson, you should be able to, una, explain the nature and purpose of statement of cash flows. Describe the concept of cash and cash equivalents and identify and classify cash flows into operating, investing, and financing activities. Okay, let us start. Let's go to the definition of cash flows. A statement of cash flows is a component of financial statements that summarizes the operating, investing, and financing activities of an entity during a period. Ipinapakita nito kung paano pumasok at lumabas ang cash ng isang business. Therefore, it focuses on, una, cash receipts o yung cash inflows. Pangalawa, cash payments o yung tinatawag natin na cash outflows. The primary purpose of the statement of cash flows is to provide relevant information about the cash receipts and cash payments during a period. So, unlike the income statement, hindi yun actual, okay? Hindi rin siya estimates and purely cash-based. So, may mga line item tayo dito na kailangang tandaan. Una, meron tayong tinatawag na cash and cash equivalents. The statement of cash flows is designed to explain in changes in cash and cash equivalents. So we need to be very clear. Ano ba ang cash at ano rin ba ang cash equivalents? Okay. So dito muna tayo sa cash. Cash includes cash on demand and demand deposits. So, example ng cash natin is of course yung ating petty cash, yung ating cash in bank na pwedeng i-withdraw anytime. Okay? Now, ano naman itong cash equivalents? Cash equivalents are short-term, highly liquid investments that are, una, readily convertible to known amounts of cash and subject to insignificant risk of change in value. Okay, tandaan nyo yan ha. So, readily convertible at yung conversion niya ay unknown amounts of cash na agad and subject to insignificant risk of change in value. So, under the PAS 7, paragraph 7, it states, an investment qualifies a cash equivalent only if it has a maturity of 3 months or less from the date of acquisition. So, examples of cash equivalents. So, eto sila, yung mga common examples natin. 3 months treasury bill. So, yung mga treasury bill natin na basta ang period niya or maturity period niya is within 3 months. Okay? Or 3-year BSP treasury bill purchased 3 months before maturity. Pwede rin yung mga 3 years, no, na BSP treasury bill. As long as 3 months na lang ang hihintayin natin, magmamature na siya. So, consider din yun as cash equivalents. 3-month time deposit. What else? 3-month money market instrument or commercial paper. So, basta within 3 months. And then next, meron tayong tinatawag na bank overdrafts. Dito, pakinggan ninyong mabuti kasi meron tayong qualifying definition para isali natin ang bank overdrafts sa cash equivalent. So, take note of these. Bank overdrafts that are repayable on demand form part of cash management. So kapag ka ganon yung nature ng bank overdrafts natin, kasali sila sa cash equivalents. Okay, example. ABC Trading has a current account with BDO Unibank, for example. So the account balance at the start of the day is 200. So for example, meron siyang 200 balance at the beginning of the day. Okay? During the day, ito yung nangyari sa buong maghapon. For example, ABC pays suppliers amounting to 350. So, nakita nyo, meron siyang 200 na cash balance, pero nag-draw siya ng cheque na amounting to 350 para bayaran si supplier. So, anong nangyari ngayon? Siyempre, walang sufficient balance. But the bank allows the payment to push the account into a negative balance. So, magne-negative balance ngayon si ABC. Okay? And that negative balance is called the bank overdrafts. Okay? So, ano yung qualification para ma-consider siya as a cash equivalent? So, under PAS 7, if the bank overdraft is repayable on demand. So, ibig sabihin, ino-notify lang ni bank na, oy, yung balance nyo nag-negative ng 150. Then, sabi ng ABC Trading, o sige, babayaran namin. So, repayable on demand. And, pangalawa, forms an integral part of the entity's cash management. So, there's a policy, there's an authorization to the bank na ganun yung gagawin kapag meron kaming babayaran at ma-overdraft, then bayaran nyo na lang din, babayaran din namin kayo agad. So, merong ganun, no? Part of the entity's cash management. And therefore, this is included as a cash equivalent. Okay? So, kung hindi na-meet yung dalawang requirements na sinabi ko, yung bank overdrafts are not qualified as cash equivalent but a liability. Okay? Now, let's move to the classification of cash flows. Cash flows are, sabi natin kanina, inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents. So, PAS 7 requires that cash flows be classified into 3 categories. So, una, operating activities. Pangalawa, investing activities. And pangatlo is the financing activities. This classification helps user understand yung sinasabi natin na where cash comes from, how cash is used, and how sustainable the entity's performance are. So, yun, nasasagot yun kapag na-classify yung cash flows natin sa tatlong classification na yan. Okay? Now, let's move to the first one, yung operating activities. Operating activities are cash flows derived primarily from the principal revenue-producing activities of the entity. These are activities that enter into the determination of the net income or loss. So, yung mga activities na pumapasok doon sa ating profit or loss, sila yung mga basically considered as operating activities. So, tandaan, kung ang cash flow ay galing or attributed sa normal operation ng business, then automatically we can consider that as an operating activity, cash flow. Okay? So, ito yung mga examples natin ng operating cash flows. Una, cash receipts from sales of goods. So, nagbenta ka, nagkaroon ka ng cash. Ano pa? Cash receipts from royalties, rentals, fees, and commission. So, yung mga yon. Cash receipts from services rendered. Okay? So, ano naman yung mga, for example, operating cash outflows? So, ito naman yung mga example ng outflows from operation. Una, cash payments to suppliers. Pangalawa, cash payments for selling and administrative expenses. Pangatlo, payments or refunds of income taxes, if there is any. Ano pa? Cash receipts and payments of trading securities. So, income tax is normally operating. Okay? Unless clearly related to investing or financing. So, yun yung mga examples natin ng operating cash flows. Now, let's move to the investing activities. Investing activities are cash flows derived from the acquisition and disposal of long-term assets and other investment not classified as cash equivalents. So, nag-i-invest ka or nagdi-dispose ka ng long-term resources. Okay, nakuha nyo? So, example, cash paid to acquire property, plant, or equipment. So, yung mga pambayad natin para maka-acquire tayo ng mga PPEs natin like machinery, construction ng building, for example, pinambili ng equipment. So, yung mga yon ay kasali sa cash flows ng ating investing activity. Cash received from sale of PPE also. Pag nabinenta mo na yung mga asset na yan. Cash paid to acquire investments. So, bumili ng mga investment, either that is a share or a bonds of other entities. Ano pa? Cash receipts from sales of investment. Binenta mo yung mga investment mo na yon. Cash advance or loans to other parties. Ano pa? Cash collections from those loans. So, yung mga yon ang examples naman natin ng cash flows from investing activity. Then, let's move to number 3, the financing activities. Financing activities are cash flows derived from equity capital and borrowings of the entity. So, this involve transactions between the entity and owners or between the entity and creditor. So, merong dalawa na pinanggagalingan ng ating financing activities, no? So, either equity financing or debt financing. Okay? So, kapag ka ito ay coming from the owners, investment of the owners, no? Proceed of the share capital being issued by the company. So, coming from the owner yon or shareholders. So, that is considered as equity financing. Pero, kung yung cash flow naman ay galing or related siya sa mga loans or transaction from the bank, umutang sa bangko para mapunduhan or mapinansan, no, yung business, for example, ay considered naman as debt financing. Okay? Anything that affects capital or long-term liabilities are considered as financing activities. Okay? So, ito yung mga examples natin para mas maintindihan pa ninyo. Una, cash receipts from issuing ordinary or preference share. Pangalawa, cash payments to acquire treasury shares also. Pangatlo, cash receipts from loans, bonds, or notes payable. Another is cash payments for loan principal. And then, cash payments by lessee for reduction of the lease liability principal. Ayan, kapag meron tayong transaction katulad ng finance lease, so parang ano yan, parang installment na pag-acquire ng asset. So, ang nangyayari, unti-unti mong binabayaran yung asset na yan. So, yung payment natin na related sa principal, that is considered as financing cash flows. Okay? So, it's also very important for you to know the non-cash transactions. So, the statement of cash flows is strictly cash concept. So, cash flows ito hindi kasali yung mga non-cash transactions. However, may mga transactions kasi kung minsan nakakalito, akala mo kasama sa cash flows. Pero, hindi sila kasama kasi cash lang ini-involve natin sa cash flows. Okay? Therefore, non-cash investing and financing transactions are excluded from the statement of cash flows. Okay? So, but must be disclosed either in the notes or in a separate schedule. So, i-disclose mo lang. Okay? So, examples of non-cash transactions para at least alam nyo din. Una, acquisition of asset by issuing share capital. So, eto naman, nag-acquire ka ng asset pero ang pinang-acquire mo ng asset na yan is nag-issue ka ng share capital. So, asset in exchange of share capital. Okay? Para maging shareholder yung kung saan mo binili yung asset na yan. Okay? Then, acquisition of asset by issuing bonds payable. So, the same, asset yung binili mo or na-acquire mo, pero pumirma ka or nag-sign up ka ng bonds payable. So, meron kang liability. Okay? Another is conversion of bonds payable into shares. So, vice versa lang to. Or conversion of preference shares into ordinary shares. So, may nangyayaring transaction. So, there is an exchange of asset and liability or exchange of asset and equity pero walang cash involved. And therefore, this is considered as non-cash transactions. So, may impact sa financial position pero walang cash movements. So, I hope naintindihan nyo yung part na yan. Now, let's move to the ruling of the PAS 7. So, for example, interest paid and interest received. So, kung minsan questionable ito saan natin ipipresent yung interest paid at saka interest received? So, under PAS 7, sabi niya, interest paid and interest received are classified as operating cash flows because they affect net income. So, normally, ipipresent daw natin sila as part of the operating cash flows. Okay? However, alternatively, so it can also be classified as yung interest paid, financing activity because that is a cost of borrowing, and the interest received as investing because that is a return of investment. So, pwede naman yon gawin. Okay? So, for financial institution, interest paid and interest received are usually operating activities. How about dividends received? Ayan, si company, nag-invest siya, or meron siyang hawak na shares na share capital sa ibang company. So, yung mga dividends na nare-receive ni company, how shall we classify them? So, normally classified also as operating cash flows. And alternatively, it can also be presented as investing cash flows because nga dun sa return of investment. Okay? So, dividends paid, naman tayo. Dividends paid normally classified as financing cash flows. So, ito na. Kapag tayo naman na ang nagbabayad ng dividends sa ating mga shareholder, normally, they are considered as financing cash flow. And, of course, alternatively, pwede rin siyang i-present as operating cash flow to show the ability to pay dividends from operations. Okay? So, unfortunately, I cannot present to you the actual presentation of the cash flow. Anyway, meron naman kayong mga libro, may mga reference book naman, just like yung ginagamit natin or ginagamit ko, si Valix, Conceptual framework na si Valix. So, ayan, may mga presentation naman ng cash flow dyan. Siguro, pwedeng basahin nyo na lang yung part na yon. Okay? So, hanggang dito na lang yung ating discussion. Okay? Tandaan ninyo that yung mga tatlong financial statements na na-discuss natin, tignan natin kung anong pagkakaiba nila. Doon sa income statements, it shows profitability. Doon naman sa statement of financial position, it shows financial condition. Dito naman sa ating statement of cash flows, shows liquidity and survival. Okay? So, sana kahit pa paano ay medyo naintindihan nyo ng konti itong ating cash flows. Mainam pa rin para mas madagdagan ang inyong kaalaman, especially sa conceptual framework and accounting standard, kapag lagi nyong binabasa ang inyong mga reference books. Thank you and see you sa ating klase. Bye!